Help me, nostalgia. You're my only hope.
Welcome back, friends and family, to another exciting episode of the B2DB show. We're your hosts, Eddie and Josh.
And today we talking about none other.
Star Wars, baby! We're in the dojo. Let's get back to the basics.
Hey, man, I'm super excited to be talking to you about Star Wars today, man. It's been a year and I don't even think we've mentioned Star Wars.
No, this is the first episode other than our lost tapes. But today we're here to talk about Star Wars, right? The series of Star Wars.
We're going to be talking about the franchise. We're going to be talking about some Star Wars nostalgia, some memories of us growing up, falling in love with the franchise.
Yeah, Josh just watched Rise of Skywalker yesterday, right?
I guess that's what it's called. It's been a while since I've watched a Star Wars movie. I never watched this final epic.
It's been 2 years, man. Get with it.
But there's some stuff to talk about, and we're also going to be finishing up the episode with the future of the franchise of Star Wars and its current holders. And
is there a future with Disney?
We just got one holographic message for someone special out there in the galaxy far, far away.
Who could that be?
None other than Birdface Kathleen Kennedy, you dog shit.
Your lack of faith is disturbing.
Dude, what is more nostalgic than Star Wars itself?
Yeah, man, we're jumping back into, Star Wars created in the 70s, but for me, into the 90s, man. I'm going back to when I was a kid.
And I think that's what's so amazing about Star Wars is it's not a franchise that had died by any means.
Oh, no.
But it was something that I watched and loved as a child. I got to experience in the theaters as a teenager. And then now as an adult, we get shitted on by Star Wars. So it's just kind of like,
all of it. Not all of it.
Not all of it.
We experienced the movie in Star Wars as adults. We experienced a movie together, me and you.
Which one?
Force Awakens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember we sat next to each other and the
And
whole time you're like, "Ah!"
And you know what was a better
It was
experience?
amazing.
When we watched Empire Strikes Back at the drive-in.
That was really cool. So, see, we've seen 2 Star Wars movies together
Yes.
at the theater, basically driving. But, yeah, for me, Star Wars, it goes back to when I was a kid. And some of my earliest memories are with Star Wars. I think when I was very young, my sister was in the hospital, and we went to go visit her, and I had these, like, little micro machines of Star Wars, and then I look up and playing in the hospital is Empire Strikes Back on the TV. And for me, that was like really, it was something that stuck in my memory banks, at least, that to even now as an adult, those are some of like my earliest memories. And it's crazy because going through and being an adult and getting all these Star Wars, to go back and remember that very light, like tiny little detail.
Yeah.
I think I was like 5 or 6.
Your story got me all choked up, dude. I almost died. I thought you were force choking me there for a
I
second.
might have to, man.
That water almost that water almost killed me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Must have been stupid water.
How you have that link to nostalgia and family.
Yeah.
With that memory of Star Wars. But what was it about the franchise? What was it about the movies that really captivated your imagination? Because when I think of Star Wars, obviously it's the original trilogy, and I think of you think George Lucas. And it's all. And to me, it's imagination.
Yeah, definitely. For me, Star Wars was very much about imagination. I would get my Star Wars toys and play in the front yard and have little battles with all my Star Wars toys. And I think I talked about it before, where they had that initial, like all the Jedis in a circle, which happens in
Attack
of the Clones.
Yeah.
I did that before it was a thing. But I did it with a bunch of different versions of like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. But
Eddie gonna sue somebody.
I might have to. But I would just always play with Star Wars toys in my front yard or my backyard, and that was my imagination, running wild just with toys.
What's crazy is, obviously, when I was a young child, before video games, action figures were my life because I could use the action figures to act out my imagination.
Yep.
And it takes it to a whole nother level. But by watching these movies and getting lost in these worlds and all these creatures and these different species and this story of family, you know, that's, to me, that's what Star Wars is.
It very much is.
What's crazy is being an avid action figure collector, and I was all into Ninja Turtles, but I never had any Star Wars toys.
That's crazy.
Never once did I have Star Wars toys growing up.
Oh, man, I should have brought over my whole big-ass box full of Star Wars toys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I forgot. But I got some lightsabers, though.
Yeah, you brought your lightsabers. We almost destroyed the dojo, cut down everything. But I do want to talk about before we get into Last Skywalker or whatever the hell it's called.
The Rise of Skywalker. Get with it, Josh. Come on, man.
I can't get the damn name straight. You know why? Because they really don't mean much to me. But we'll get into that.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Well, we'll get into that.
But before that, I did want to ask you, like, and you said Star Wars is family, but what does Star Wars, like, mean to you? And where did Star Wars really become, like, this big thing for you?
So, anyone who knows me, I go against the grain.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
If something is
100%.
popular, and I'm not going to say Star Wars wasn't popular, obviously. Back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, Star Wars, right? But there was this giant divide, right? And so when something is massively popular, I don't like it. Even if I do like it, I don't really like it. I like going against the grain. I don't like following crowds. And so when I was young, watching Star Wars at home on VHS and stuff like that, it was the imagination that made me go, oh, right? We see all these movies and these creatures and stuff like that. That's on Earth and stuff like that. But Star Wars is like space. The final frontier. Oh, wait, wrong franchise. Whoa. But a galaxy far, far away.
Definitely.
And it just took my imagination to a whole nother level. But it was the fact that, I mean, I don't like to say, oh, I got bullied and shit like that. I mean, yes, bullying happens. And I'm not a fan of bullying. I'm very anti-bully. I think bullies, like that Eminem. I'm not going to say the line, but if you know Eminem, we all know what he says, what he wants to do with bullies, line them all up in a line. But I'll never forget. And it is a memory that comes full frontal lobe or whatever. Yeah. Anytime I think of Star Wars I was called gay for liking Star Wars as a kid.
And it's the craziest thing. I don't understand that.
And I think when I was that young, I didn't even know what it was. Well, it wasn't the word gay. It was a different word. I think we all kind of know.
Oh, yeah.
But, and I didn't even really truly know what that meant, obviously, when I was a kid. But obviously it was a slur, and it was a way to denigrate me, right?
Yeah, that's what a lot of kids were doing back then. They were gay this. Everything was gay. If you were doing it and they didn't like it, you were gay.
Well, it was a part of a culture, and this is what I want to hone in on. Star Wars was a part of a culture that was frowned upon. It was the nerds, right? It was, you read comic books and watch Star Wars, you freaking nerd.
You nerd, you geek, you Trekkie. You're into Star Trek, you Trekkie.
Yeah.
It was like you were banished.
You were pushed out of that circle. And that is honestly what made me really, really, really fall in love with the original trilogy, because I was like, well, this is ours.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about, like, and Star Wars wasn't an underdog, but in culture, when you were a bunch of kids, young adolescents and teens, obviously there's a lot of shit talking, and you're kind of frowned upon, and it's insane to think all those years ago you were pushed outside the circle, but now everyone and their dogs are flipping Star Wars fans.
It's
you don't like
100%
Star
true.
Wars, bro? What's wrong with you?
You've never seen Star Wars?
When I was a kid, it was, you like Star Wars? What's wrong with you? Now it's, you don't like Star Wars? What's wrong with you? And so now, with this new trilogy, I'm just kind of like,
eh. It's become very mainstream over the years. Back when I was a kid, I mean, there were only so many people that I knew that were like me and my brothers and my close friends in the yard playing with our lightsabers, double-bladed lightsaber, trying to be Mace Windu and Darth Maul. And I grew up with the originals, like I talked about in the last episode. 4, 5, and 6. Before they were even 4, 5, and 6. Yeah. It was just A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. And I fell in love with them. They were something that my dad passed on to me and my brothers, and it was like our thing, our family. And it's cool that you said for you Star Wars is like a family thing, because that's what it became for me.
It's awesome.
It was something that we went to the theater and we stood in line and we all watched and did together. And then I would always fall asleep watching Return of the Jedi on VHS on the floor. And my little palette.
The original, see, I'm a huge fan, obviously, because the hype for the prequels and you know, the late 90s, early thousands, you know, CG, and a lot of people don't like what George Lucas did, going from practical effects to CG, right?
And see, he always wanted to do that, though. He always intended on that.
But what made the original trilogy so special is it was freaking practical effects, man. Suits and 100%. Sets. And you know how fascinating it is to go back and watch behind the scenes on how they filmed with the little miniatures and like the space battles and all of this. And it's so amazing to see all the talent. You know, you think Star Wars, you think George Lucas, but there are hundreds and hundreds of people that poured their imagination and their talents and passion into Star Wars that made it so grand, made it like literally it revolutionized filmmaking.
Star Wars 1 was so low budget, man. I remember reading and seeing that George Lucas had to fund it himself. Because the studio didn't want to buy it.
It was a risk.
Yeah, it was risky for him. So he said, okay, I'll put all my money into it. And then they greenlit the sequels, and you know, it got bigger and bigger. But Star Wars was very risky.
To be able to go, I'll never forget, it was my brother, it was my uncle, and he took both of us to the theater to watch Phantom Menace.
Dude.
And to take all of that childhood, all that comfort and that love and that what Star Wars gave us.
Yeah.
And to be able to walk into that theater and to see those lightsaber battles, to see Darth Maul's... Honestly, I think I might still have it over there. I'll never forget when I got home, me and my brother took 2 brooms.
Yep.
I had red electrical, well, my uncle had red electrical tape. Yeah. And I just wrapped that broom up, and I still have that thing. And we're talking, what, 2001? We're talking 20 years ago, and I still have my Star Wars broomstick. And we sat there and beat the shit out of each other with broomsticks, because it just, even when you're done watching these movies, you're still like in that world.
They stick with you, man.
They stick with you.
Yeah, it's been, I'm 30 plus years now, and Star Wars is still sticking with me. I'm still rocking the Star Wars shirts.
Yeah.
Still playing the video games. And that's something that I wanted to talk about, is not only was it a movies franchise, but books, magazines, comic books, but video games.
Yeah. Star
Wars has some of the greatest video games, and
some of the worst.
Well, yeah, but to me, any Star Wars game is gonna be pretty awesome, unless it's that Battlefront trash. But
hey, man, I got the original Battlefront. Hey,
the original's a lot better.
Battlefront's great. It's just EA sucks,
bro. I play Shadows of the Empire any day over Battlefront.
But the whole prequels, you know, everyone has something to gripe about, and obviously now we're older, we're griping about the new trilogy. And,
okay.
And you know, well, I did want to mention just weird fact, and I'm pretty sure any Star Wars fan knows this about George Lucas, right? We always say George Lucas is this great guy, right?
He's the best. What you talking about?
But why did he? I don't even know the words. I don't want to. Well, I guess I talk shit on Kathleen Kennedy. I could talk some shit on George Lucas, right? The dude's a little bit of a creeper. He talked
A weirdo.
He's a weirdo. Everyone in Hollywood's weird. But he talked Princess Carrie Fisher into filming with no underwear.
Yeah,
what
man.
the hell is up with that?
Space women don't wear underwear, don't you know? It's canon.
Apparently.
Have you ever seen a space woman with underwear? They don't wear them. They say cloth only. That's it. Just one piece of cloth.
And
just
you know
a white sheet.
But now when I watch the original trilogy, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm just like,
no. There's something wrong with you there.
I'm just like, oh, she ain't got no underwear on, bro.
At least he gave her a bra in Return of the Jedi.
You can't talk about Slave Leia no more, bro. You can't talk about Slave
Disney.
Leia. Disney
doesn't exist.
Disney does not want you to remember Slave Leia, but we will always remember that in our not so proudest moments.
Break out the tinfoil because apparently Slave Leia don't exist.
So last night I watched The Last Skywalker.
You over there like Jabba the Hutt.
Last Skywalker, whatever the hell it's called.
The Last Skywalker. That's not bad. It's Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
Smash them into each other.
Bro, they couldn't be two different movies.
So it's been, 2 years since this came out?
Yeah.
And I finally sat down and watched it.
For the first time?
For the first time.
That's crazy. What you think, man? What you think?
I was very confused. I was entertained.
Of course.
Visually.
Star Wars.
It's Star Wars visually.
Did you get the same feeling when the Star Wars title popped up on the screen?
No.
Or you were watching it on your phone, so probably not. But
I didn't have the theater experience.
Yeah. But when that that hits.
So when we walked out, and I think I even said this before, I think when we were on the way to watch Force Awakens in the theater all them years ago.
That was a special day.
And I think they had confirmed, like, oh, we're getting a Star Wars, every holiday?
Yeah.
It was
it was like every 2 years.
Yeah.
Around Christmas.
And I had mentioned one thing to you, and Star Wars has never been the same to me, but I know.
Yeah, I already know what you're going to say.
So I remember we were walking into the theater, and I was just like, bro, this is going to ruin, like, what makes Star Wars special.
Yeah, because they're just going to suck it dry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's.
But that Force Awakens, though, we walked out, and we were like, 100!
Because Force Awakens had so much potential.
It's
And I'll tell you, my big gripe is not. I know everyone hates on Rey. I don't really have a problem with Rey.
In that first movie, no, I did not.
I liked Rey,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you my big problem with this Kathleen Kennedy trilogy.
She took over Star Wars.
Man, I'm just gonna say, dude, I think Finn should have been the main character.
He was definitely, at least in the first movie, definitely propped up to be one of the main characters. Also hinted that he might be Force sensitive multiple times throughout the trilogy, and nothing happened with it.
I think they really, and this is what blows my mind, because this is Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be this. It's supposed to be this.
Everyone's included.
Well,
right?
No. I'm talking about it's supposed to have these writers, these top of the line,
the best of the
writers,
best.
the best of the best, and they couldn't even write a trilogy, dude. They were like, "Let's go this way." Well, shit. Well, let's go this way. Well, shit. Let's go back this way. And it's just a hot mess, dude.
It's because they wanted to give each new director their own movie, but when they gave a new director his own movie, he said, "Well, I'm gonna go this way, because it's going to be my own story." And then they said, oh, shit, that didn't do good. So let's give it back to the original director and bring back his story. But by the time that happened, Star Wars was just a clusterfuck.
I actually liked the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It is good.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, J.J. Abrams tried to go backwards. And to see him try to, like, tie up loose ends over something that was so much not his story, it just seemed like the pace of the movie in Rise of Skywalker was way too fast.
And we're off the cusp of this new discussion in film where we have Zack Snyder everywhere, and we have these extended cuts, and we have these, we need 4 hours for composition. If any movie needed 4 hours for composition, it was The Last Skywalker.
Super Mario Bros. Got an extra 20 minutes that we ain't seen yet.
And yes, I know it's called The Rise of Skywalker. I'm only memeing, okay? Because I know Star Wars fans, bro, they're ruthless.
Oh yeah, they go cut you to pieces.
Yeah, you say one wrong thing and they're just like, blasphemy! Force lightning!
Oh, you will die, right?
Yeah.
Unlimited.
But I sat down and watched it last night after this whole time, obviously, because I wanted to have that information for this episode.
Yeah, you got to complete the trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, and I was just very confused.
At the end of it, how did you feel? At the end of it, were you hopeful for more? Were you like, that was a damn good ending to a trilogy? You got to see a new lightsaber color.
That's cool. I think she should have like had that though. Like, I don't know, man. It was just like, I feel like, okay, you got us hyped up for what's next, but I don't think we're gonna get any of these characters like what's next.
I think Rey even said after the movie that she didn't want to come back and do another
what
one.
was the point?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, man, visually, man, seeing the whole vibe of Emperor Palpatine and in that like chamber, and there was like all of those like, it reminded me of like the reunion from Final Fantasy VII. Everyone's in hoods and there's like shambling and like who the hell were those people?
No idea.
But to see that grand, and he was sitting on his throne, and I think he even said like to Kylo like, this could be yours.
He was like,
or was it to Rey like, strike me down?
Oh yeah, he did the classic Return of the Jedi, strike me down, like take my place.
Yeah.
And you could see he kind of like, Emperor Palpatine is very manipulative, man. So he manipulated Kylo into trying to kill Rey, but then when they both turned against him, he was like, Rey, you could like take my place, Rey. He did the whole Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, take my place and become Emperor. And it was weird because Rey never once got hinted that she was Emperor Palpatine's like offspring, or
we were led to believe she was a descendant of she was a Skywalker, right?
What happened to that? You could have made her Obi-Wan's girl. I don't care.
Yeah, I was hoping she was the daughter of Obi-Wan. Dude. That would have been cool. I was hoping that she was a Skywalker because I wanted Ben and Rey to be relatives, and I felt like we got ripped off from that, and I wanted a romantic relationship between Finn and Rey.
Yeah.
And it's like
better.
It's like we were supposed to get that, and I want to bring this up. It was like the first movie. It was like Finn was supposed to also be force sensitive, right?
It seemed like it,
and have this.
He even wielded the lightsaber and fought with it.
Come on, so bro. Good. Finn was so robbed, but then there was supposed to be a romantic relationship between them, but then they threw Rose in on the second movie, and I don't really have a problem with her. Like I say, I like The Last Jedi.
Rose is cool.
But I jumped into this movie, and then Finn had a whole new character that was like with him.
Lando's daughter.
And that, I think, was so almost like, I felt like I got slapped in the face, because when The Last Jedi came out, there was huge controversy with Rose. She was getting like death threats. And like I say, Star Wars fans,
they're crazy, man.
You can call any fandom a cult when they're weirdos, right? like the Snyder cult, the Star Wars cult. Like I'm all good to have fun and love and to hate. Star Wars is all about, the light and the dark, but I'm never going to send death threats to an actor over a movie they were in.
No, man. I don't think I've ever hated like a Star Wars film or a Star Wars actor that much to like care.
And so she got suicidal, I think. She got
crazy.
Depressed. She had to leave social media.
She came back for the new movie though.
And so they did all that. They made this poor actress go through all this death threats and this rethinking ever being an actress again. I think at one point she never wanted to like do it again. I could be wrong, but
it's messed up, y'all.
And then I was like, yeah, okay. Hey, there's Rose. Her and Finn are gonna go on an adventure.
And she said, "Nah, I'm gonna stay here."
And they just pushed her in the background, bro. And then they gave Finn a whole nother like little love interest sidekick. That's bullshit, dude. Kathleen Kennedy sucks.
I don't know what was going on in that movie, man.
I was so confused.
It seems like you said, like there's an extra like 2 hours of that film that got cut and we're supposed to be there and told more of the backstory and kind of gave it some purpose.
And there's a lot, like, you can talk about this one movie for hours. There's a lot to talk about. Character development, just it was just like they just kept going in circles and nothing really made sense. Who was the pilot that Poe was like giving the googly eyes to?
Poe Dameron, runner of spice.
The spice melange? Some Dune?
But besides that, man, what do you see for the future of Star Wars? Is there a future? Is the future of Star Wars now movie or TV series?
Well, they did say the future was female, right?
That's something you've been spouting on our show.
That's what Kathleen... the Force is female. Kathleen Kennedy, right? That was the thing. The Force is female.
That's crazy. I haven't heard
Why
that.
do you even need to say that? Just make your fucking movie and shut your bird face up.
Like, the bird face.
Why
Again.
do
She don't
they
look like a bird?
I don't understand, and I'm not going to get into politics or like all that. But why do they force these identity politics in media? Like, I know why, but I just like, bro, shut up.
Just leave it out of the films.
Why can't we just watch this movie about creatures and species and aliens? And
I'll tell you one thing that don't got none of that is, besides that whole stupid thing, is Mandalorian. Mandalorian is pretty damn good, man.
First season was amazing. I haven't seen season 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have seen the first season.
Yeah.
The second season gets even better, man, and there's some cool things in there. My only gripe with that is my big buff chick ain't gonna be back no more, because
Gina,
social media done ruined her life too.
Hey man, I stand with Gina.
Oh yeah,
you
Gina.
know, I will never.
You're looking like a warrior princess, if you catch my drift.
Gina,
Ooh, yeah, Gina, the warrior princess.
I will never take sides of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I'll never do it. And if you ever see me do it, I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying? But
everyone has their price.
I'm always going to stand with, like, you know, independent actors and actresses and stuff like that.
Bro, she has her beliefs. She made it public, and everyone got on her for it. I mean,
living in a world where you can't have your own opinion. Trash, man.
Yeah, you might as well cancel the show, bro.
That's just a dookie thing, and it's such a shitty thing. And obviously, we see Disney going this one direction, and I mean, there's sooner or later, man. I think Disney's gonna end up buying Warner Brothers.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
And
a Disney DC. Put that in your mind.
We all know, you know, Warner Brothers was just given to Discovery.
Warner Discovery.
Discovery.
Discover that.
Dreams come true or some shit. But anyway, Star Wars, man, the future. I mean, I'm excited for the Obi-Wan show.
Give me some more video games, baby. I want some more Star Wars video games. KOTR, we didn't even talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Knights of the Old Republic is getting a remaster? I don't even know anymore.
Give it to me, baby.
I do want to see Keanu Reeves as...
Oh, no.
I do want to see Keanu Reeves. What's the dude's name? Darth Revan?
You want Keanu Reeves as Revan?
Isn't that the rumor?
What?
Isn't that the rumor?
I'll destroy everything.
I don't understand why the new trilogy just didn't follow the books.
You could have done a KOTR movie series. You could still do it.
They're going
to do it. Just do it.
I just don't understand why they got shitty writers to create this new Kathleen Kennedy.
No, bro, they had books and stories.
The story was there, dude. It was all there.
Make them brother and sister. Oh, and don't even get me started on Kylo Ren. Could have been the best villain of all time.
They shit on Kylo Ren. They shit on Finn.
You're gonna have to watch our lost episodes if you want to hear that.
They shit on Poe. They shit on Rose. They shit on Rey because it was like she was being pushed and pulled. They shit on freaking Luke.
Yeah.
It's a what did he call it? A light sword?
Laser sword. Laser sword. But they did use laser sword in the first one too. I want to say.
I don't think so.
Go back and watch it.
Okay.
Star Wars fans, get them.
I just start dying. I don't know, man. I do want a future. There's so many books. There's so many stories. There's so many characters over thousands and thousands of years. there's a lot out there. Why don't you just do it well next time?
Plenty of galaxies far, far away to still dive into.
Give John Favreau here. I don't know how to say it.
Bro,
Give him a movie,
Favreau,
bro.
Yeah, give him Star Wars.
Just give him.
He knows what's up.
Take Kathleen Kennedy, force choke her, and throw her into the water like Luke did his saber. Or
No, you got to throw it down the shaft, man. Everybody gets thrown down a shaft. Cut in half and thrown down.
Mandela effect. What did he say? Luke, I am your father, or no, I am your father?
Bro, it's no. I am your father.
Luke,
No.
I am your father.
No. Until next time, friends, that has been our Star Wars Galaxy Far, Far Away episode.
The future
Is Star Wars. Well, man, that sure was a Force Awakening.
There's so much happening currently with Star Wars. It's not dying. It's not going away, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, man, it's here to stay. There's still a future of Star Wars.
Even though we got a trilogy nobody really asked for, there's still.
I like Force Awakens, man. It was good.
I like The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay. So
There's a little bit, man. It's like a buffet. You don't gotta eat everything at the buffet.
pick and choose. I'm sticking with Mandalorian and the new Obi-Wan show.
Man, I'm excited for Obi-Wan. I can't wait to see my boy Anakin, the best actor of all time.
Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, look who turned to the dark side.
Man, I got a bone to pick with bird-faced Kathleen Kennedy, man.
There you go again, man.
Come to the dojo with your force powers and your Mickey Mouse.
And
We will
don't forget-
destroy your empire.
Woo! Don't forget, friends, you can find us on every social media out there. YouTube, videos, podcast forums. Josh, where are we going next, man?
We're going far, far away in our spaceship called the Dojo. And once again, friends, until next time, stay nostalgic.
On that eternal quest to
get back
to
to
the
the
basics.
basics.